Okay, growing up with my brothers.
Yeah.
It will be shocking to you. I didn't know we are not from the same mother.
Haukuwa unajua?
Mimi sikuwa najua, Alan. Mimi, I would look at my elder brothers, then look at my mom at some point. Hapa juzi tu 2010.
Yeah, wanatoshana.
Wanatoshana. Then how did you give birth to these people? When my daughter did her fourth form, she had good grades.
Yeah.
But she told me, mom, nataka kufanya music.
Yeah?
Nataka kufanya music.
Ukakumbuka nilikuwa na kasumba kama hii.
She's doing that, the musical technology engineer, something. The husband was
know, it's very funny how you say something that you are paying school fees for something that you don't even understand yourself.
But then, it's not like I'm ignorant. Because by then ile wakati wazazi walikuwa nachagua subject, unapewa karatasi ambia mzazi. My dad being an accountant. Lazima ningefanya accounts.
Mathematics ingekuwa hapo ndani.
Na in fact, even my follower sister, she did accounts. But along the way, I dropped to poly. So you raise your kids depending with the wisdom. That is how our parents would think. Like, and then mukasome na Alan, he's good in mathematics. Flani ni good in music. And just go and tap kidogo. Okay, growing up, wazazi wali. It's like it's something they put in our heads. Like if you're not employed by the government, haunanga kazi. You remember that?
Yeah.
If you don't have a career with the government, hauna kazi.
But mine was different. They told me if you do not have money, you don't have money. Period.
Mimi up to now, I think, sorry mom, whatever you are, but I remember my mom, Juicy, like I think 2-3 years ago, that is when she started embracing like the other sectors which can employ people and say they can move. I remember nikimaliza form 4 nilimwambia mimi nataka kufanya interior design. By then I used to
mwaka gani huo nataka kufanya interior design?
Kitabu hiyo unaambia what is between your head?
Because I'm wondering if parents to date, okay, wasiku hizi tumeanza kwa sababu sasa sisi millennials, sasa sisi ndio wazazi, so we can relate. But it is not so long ago wazazi they did not accept mambo ya interior design. Sijui sasa kuna the biggest elephant in the room, nataka kuwa content creator. What are you going to create? Kila mtu ako kwa mtandao. But now you hizo miaka unaambia mzazi unataka kuwa interior designer.
Ananiuliza aje hiyo ni nini? Like what is that? Because initially there was that name was not even new. It wasn't that known in the market. But I knew I wanted I want to do curtains. I wanted to do the way like how you arrange your sitting room, because I would come from school nipate wali change sitting room,
walieka vitambaa juu ya meza.
Does that?
Kwanza za purple
na za green
ama zile kala za PCA.
Usiende hapo kwa PCA. Usitake tukazana na watu wa kanisa.
We apologize
for that.
Yes.
But I know that time I told my mom I want to do interior design because I want to do curtains. I wanted to do carpets. I used to love like when that is the time ungeenda hizo nyumba unapata tiles, watu wameanza ku embrace tiles, ine rangi ya red imeanza kutolewa. So I do like if they have these nice tiles, why don't we get something to match with their tiles? If you have this nice carpet, why don't we get something to match with their
couch?
Wacha nikwambie. Nikamwambia mzazi, baba yangu was an accountant. Ulifanya accountant, ulifanya accounts, KCSE. Pursue accounts. My friend, unaingia shule, kichwa yako. At 21, I had started a business, and I wish by then I was able to be supported. I started a business of cleaning houses and selling curtains. Naenda Kamukunji, nanunua curtains zilikuwa zinatoka, I think they were coming from Uganda or somewhere. So I would match.
Uganda used to be a big thing.
Uganda. I started going to Kampala to get shoes, handbags. By 25 I was doing that. Not that
it's okay. It's okay.
So I used to do that. So kama ni my mom could not even understand. Now I didn't have a support. I used to do cleaning services.
Yeah.
So I would come, mi nataka unioshe, unitole cobwebs. You know, there's a way, your wall, you can clean your walls. The stains, like for those people who have kids.
Yeah.
Ninapewa tenda, naenda na, nikatenda juu, ilikuwa tenda.
At 21, you're already tendering?
Yes! Cleaning houses. Alan, I want to come and do your house. Like clean your house, general cleaning.
Yeah.
I would come. There's a way the bathroom used to kukua na tiles. Watu yalikuwa na bafu za white. Inakuwa na ka yellow line. So I would come.
Ako na kujo na katoa kote.
Yes.
Mungaro moja.
And I used to get money. By then, I used to repisha that job, 10,000. But ukiniambia nikupatia 8,000. I was good. I would pay my guys like kila mtu punch. Na mimi mwenyewe nibaki na
10,000 at 21.
Yes. 10,000.
You know, this story is getting juicier. Tukiendelea. Let me take you back a little bit. So you're coming from a household that they do not understand anything to do with interior design.
Yes.
But now you as a person, where do you get that concept?
Why? Alan, kulikuwa na au kulikuwa na auntie Mso? Auntie walikuwa wa Nairobi.
Mbona unanitoanisha?
There's this story. Juzi, I was telling my kids. There's this family. I come from a diverse family, which is a big family because my grandfather used to have 4 wives.
Yeah.
So kuna ule uncle, wale ma-uncle wa Nairobi. So by then, sisi na Nairobi si mbali, but tungefeel hiyo ka Nairobi issue. So there's that auntie. I went kwake.
Yeah.
And she had a maisonette.
Wow.
So kuna room, I think they had built a bungalow, then they decided to convert it to a maisonette. So they used to have like 2 sitting rooms.
Yeah.
So kuna ka sitting room kapanda tu viti tu kitambo na kuna hizi viti
tule tu ambao.
So kuna watu watakuja mtaenda function kwake, kuna watu mtaambiwa mkae pande
hapa chini
na kuna wengine wanapelekwa. So I was like, okay. One time I sneaked.
Yeah.
Sorry, auntie, I sneaked to your house, Aunt Karen. So I sneaked to that
the
house.
sitting room yenye ko out of bounds.
Yes.
Watu wa kawaida.
Watu wenye mnakuja na red soil. Sasa nikaenda. And I saw the curtains, the seats, the carpet.
Yeah.
Then I was the color, the wall color.
The color matching and coordination.
Nikajiambia, wow, this is something good. I love it. Alafu the house was so clean.
Yeah.
Ipande ingine iko clean too.
But
kuna pande hii ingine.
Unaona the atmosphere inabadilika.
Nikaenda, it was so clean. So
Yeah.
I was like, it was my dream. I think I was in class 7, class 8.
Yeah.
So nikaenda home. And I decided nitakuwa nafanya sure Saturday.
Yeah.
Naosha kwetu sitting room. Hata madhe akipitia na wa mama kutoka church, they can tell, hey, kwako kumeoshwa.
Yeah.
Then there was this friend of mine.
Yeah.
Walikuwa najua kushona na crochet. So we did a crochet.
Yeah.
Tu vitambaa za crochet. Za white. Nilianza kusok na jik. Na by then jik ilikuwa lazima mkuwe na beshte yenyu mwenye mama yake amejua jik.
I like that mess of the connections. Yani connections, ulijua connections mapema.
Lazima. Alafu kulikuwa na kakitu ingine ilikuwa ya blue. From my mother and we used to call it fururu. The blue thing. Yeah. You'd wash the white things and soak it. So then you bring a scent and a light blue.
So tuseme akina Downy waliiba your idea hapo.
Tumesema hivyo. I agree with you. So I used to nikaanza kuoshanga home. But then we used to have a nice, not well done timber house.
Yeah.
So but nili pursued my dad. Being a firstborn and a girl, so unaona
wanabembeleza baba.
So I told my dad, why don't you buy rangi? Then we had a bigger family.
Yeah.
My older brothers from another mother. Nikamwambia kina Kinodhia watapainti nyumba yetu. A light blue. And I was very specific.
And particular.
Light blue. Usiende kununua blue.
Yeah.
Usembe unataka.
Sasa babako kweli rangi sahiyo anajua kala ni gani?
Okay, my dad, the advantage is my dad and my mom walikuwa wameandikwa na serikali.
Lakini so wanataka ufuate bado in the footsteps.
Yeah, to the government.
Yeah.
So nikamwambia, akaniambia sawa, I'll get to end at Kinodhia, they will get the light blue. How they got a light blue, but our house was a light blue.
Yeah.
Ndani. Nje ukikuja ni nyumba ambayo ya kawaida ushago, but ndani ilikuwa na hiyo ka softboard na
with a light blue color.
With a light blue color.
So they got it.
Yeah, they got it.
Okay.
So tuko na ile vitambaa tu crochet. So tumecement home. Though the floor was not well done, but ilikuwa I made sure it is cleaned. Unajua kuna mahali utaenda, it is a house but it's not well done
and well
but
kept.
it is not kept well. So I made sure it is my jukumu. I remember we used to have a house help. Alikuwa nikaanza kumwambia Wanjiru tutakuwa tunaosha hii nyumba. So we used to kuosha nyumba. Tunatoa cobwebs. So Alan, it has been a journey. Now I want to get to interior. I went to that auntie and now I want to clean our house. So at that point my mom, I don't know,
they weren't surprised. Mbona huyu kwani amefika age ya kuenda kuoleka?
That is safi. Yes, you safi. So to me, I loved it. And envious. It was niseme ni jealous. Nile ka wivu tunaambiwanga ukuwe na wivu una look forward to. So
wivu yenye una look forward to.
Wivu yenye itakugroisha. Unaona kuna ile Alan, I want to follow the footstep of Alan, but I don't want to kill your dreams, but I want to relive your dreams more than you have done it. So I wanted to be like, I want to house
a better version of your auntie.
Yes. So nikaongea na huyo auntie, nikamwambia, akaniambia yes, lakini sasa we are from the village.
Alikukumbusha kwenye unatoka.
We are from the village. Kuna colleges by then hiyo kitu unataka kufanya utasomea wapi? Nikamwambia it is something inside me. I know because I don't mind colors. I can play about with the colors. My auntie akaniambia sawa, let's try. But unaona hata yeye ako mbali, so support na communication by then it was
hakuna simu ya rununu.
Alan, umesema miaka yangu lakini sawa tuendelee tu.
Interesting.
So it was a journey by then. So what do? Wewe ni usome ingia kwa gava. So my dream as becoming an interior designer
was squashed basically.
Kabisa.
But I will come back to the business acumen because at 21, why do you decide to start a business and particularly interior design? And when you get 10,000, what do you do with that money? We should put a placeholder on that conversation. But now let's go back home. You say that family, extended family, dad had 2 wives. How was it growing up in such a family, but also now bring it into reflection right now, hypothetically, if you yourself found yourself that you are kwa nyumba yenye na kaivo, what would you want to see happen differently?
Okay, growing up with my brothers, it will be shocking to you. I didn't know we are not from the same mother.
Haukuwa unajua?
Mimi sikuwa najua, Alan.
And I think that's what, and I think, let me interject kidogo. I don't know if it was the wisdom ya watu wa kitambo, but they were so good that utajua mtoto wa pale ni ndugu yako, but hautajua that there is that separation in terms of parents, because mutaenda kwa huyu mama, they will not say anything. Kama uko na njaa utakula, na ukienda pande ile, you will also get the same treatment. Was it wisdom ya wazee ama?
I think they had the wisdom, because Mimi, I would look at my elder brothers, then look at my mom. At some point, hapa juzi tu 2010.
Wanatoshana.
Wanatoshana. Then how did you give birth to these people? So my brother is like, tuseme, by 2010, alikuwa in his early 40s. Then my mom is in her mid 50s. Ama early 50s. So ulipata mtoto na 8 years ama I would...
This mathematics was not adding up.
They were never adding up. So I think they had a wisdom. And me finding in my situation, I don't think I have an issue. Because, Alan, it's about me, my husband, and the other wife. It's not about the kids. But sasa ile wivu tumekuwa nayo, like I want to outdo you. I think our parents never
they weren't working towards outdoing one another.
Yes. They were to support each other. Now looking at, like now, I am very me and my first brother, I feel like I'm more attached to him than my mother's brother. That is the person I can call and I can tell him issues and we can discuss issues with him, and there's nothing. I don't remember, like, he's not my brother. I don't need to discuss with him. But I know for a reason he is the person. He's a man from my family who I can get some advice.
Yeah.
And
he's your go-to guy.
Yes.
Dr. Fix It All.
Why? Dr. Fix It.
Yeah.
Bro, sina fear.
Yeah.
Ile wakati. By then when I was doing some, I've tried so many things.
Yeah.
And my brother is always like, endelea hivyo. Endelea. He will never tell me ati unataka kufanya. Uko mbele hakuna wasichana. Unaona, unasikia ni kama hiyo ndio kile kitu unataka. So how do you want me to help at this point?
Yeah.
Ananiambia, if I'm not able to continue with it, ananiambia, I wanted to see how far
you can go. Yeah.
And then now you are able to tell somebody, like, I went this far because for a limitation.
Yeah.
Like now, I'll tell some, I think it is still an issue.
Yeah.
We'll still discuss uko mbele.
Yeah.
When my daughter did her 4th form,
yeah,
she got marks that she could be a pharmacist, a nurse.
Yeah.
And what else? I think hizo vitu za medical field. She had good grades.
Yeah.
But she told me, mom, nataka kufanya music.
Yeah?
Nataka kufanya music.
Ukakumbuka nilikuwa na kasumba kama hii.
Thank you, Alan. So,
you let her do music?
Yes, she's doing music. She's doing music production. She's doing that, the musical technology engineer, something. So, the husband was
You know, it's very funny how you say something that you are paying school fees for something that you don't even understand yourself.
But then, it's not like I'm ignorant. But
ati music something.
Music.
Mtoto wako anafanya nini? Ati mambo ya muziki.
Mambo ya kwa TV. Production, hizo vitu.
Yeah.
So, because I don't want to get so much into her business. Okay, it's not like I don't want to know exactly what
and give her direction.
But she understands that field. For now, I don't understand it. Okay, nita understand as we talk about it.
Yeah.
And ata yeye ni field yenye ameingia, ata yeye mwenye haijui.
But she has the willingness and the love for
and she love it.
Yeah. So yours is just to support and give guidance.
Thank you.
Talking about school, but not for your daughter, yourself.
Yes.
Paint a picture for us. How was it like going to school? Najua hizo ndio enzi za maziwa ya Nyayo and all of that. Yeah. If you went back to school, let me be particular, secondary school, which would be the experience that you'd want to relive?
Kwenda drama festival.
Nilikuwa nadhani unaenda kusema kukatiwa.
But then to grow up that era when you knew like ukisimama na mwanaume utapata mimba. You forgot that.
Ukisimama tu hivi.
Me, I knew.
Yeah.
Hata kukalishana na mwanaume kwa matatu hivi nitapata mimba. I don't I was telling my kids on Sunday, mpaka wakaniambia, you need to look for these guys who do storytelling and you tell them your story.
Here you are on Dreams in Motion.
Yes, thank you. Alan, wacha nikwambia ukweli. 1992.
Yes.
I know my last born sister laughed about it.
Yeah.
Mimi najua alinunuliwa kwa supermarket. I know even the supermarket. How do you convince me that she was born? She was bought from the supermarket.
Yeah.
Because we went with my dad. I think tulienda hospitali kuchukua. I don't know. I never saw my mom with
the pregnancy.
I don't know. I think
Is it that you never noticed or you never took time to be keen or ili kupita tu?
Missy, I don't want to. Even my daughter was asking me. I have an 11-year-old. He was asking me, Mom, kwani hukuona shosho na mimba ya? You never saw her pregnancy?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember my mom pregnant, but I remember we had a baby.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my sister. It was my brother because it was Christmas. That was 1988. Now I remember because we had gone to buy decorations.
It's a Christmas, yeah.
So how we had gone to the supermarket, but I remember we bought them.
Yeah.
But coming back to the car, my mama alikuwa na katoto. Alinunua kwa supermarket. And that is how we went and decorated the house because my mama alienda kwa supermarket akapata katoto kamezaliwa and that was baby Jesus. Wow, it was my brother in 1988. So growing up weird.
Interesting. Back to high school. What experience would you want to relive?
Okay.
And also paint a picture for us going through high school and how it shaped the person that you are today.
One thing I loved, the way we went to school. It was deep down in Githunguri.
Yeah.
A place
Githunguri,
called
that is Kiambu County.
Kiambu County.
Yes.
A place called Komodai. And the school was Komodai Girls, which I love to date because that was...
It still exists?
Yes, it was more of a technical school by then.
Yeah.
Going to that school, one, there are some challenges you have as a firstborn. So
and deputy parent.
The deputy parent. So kuna kashida ya pesa. So joining from one was a little bit hard for me, but joining later, how wazazi used to work, by then to pay your school fees, it was, you go to school, go.
Tutaongea na mwalimu.
We met girls from different places.
Yeah.
And I thank God because up to date, we still have one group, which is very strong. We call it Gossip Girls. We call it, we change it between names and issues.
Yeah. Depending of how you all feel.
Yes.
The Kuachwa Girls.
The Kuachwa Girls. Kuna siku tumeita lunch dates.
Yeah.
Because
kuna siku mmekumbana na mabwana mkasema sasa hapa leo tumebadilisha majina.
Yes. Tumebadilisha majina.
Yeah.
So in high school, I remember my maths teacher alikuwa anaitangwa Mrs. Mutungi.
Yeah.
Mutungi, somebody. Aliniambia, one thing I want you girls to do, and we used to have a head teacher. She was called by then Mrs. Gitao. She's the owner of Rally Hill Academy.
Yeah.
She would tell us, girls, in Komodai Girls, we don't come here to sit and be beautiful. We are coming here to learn and understand. As a woman, you need to step out to the world, be what you want to be. Akatuambia, the one thing I remember which has kept me going, she made sure that we are who we want to be. Because by then ile wakati wazazi walikuwa nachagua subject, unapewa karatasi ambia mzazi. My dad being an accountant. Lazima ningefanya accounts.
Mathematics ingekuwa hapo ndani.
Na in fact, even my follower sister, she did accounts. But along the way, I dropped to polypole too. But nilichaguliwa accounts. Umeingia, so hesabu, accounts, physics, everything. So lazima ukuwe mzuri kwa hesabu. By then I was a slender girl, so nilikuwa nakula special diet nionekane kama ni kama you see a dying person. Mtu ametoka Turkana. So most people didn't understand I'm a Kikuyu because they thought either I'm from Borana because ile njani nakaa niko nayo. But school life was good because learning was good because people came from all places. We had a girl we still have her. We had Rispa Kemuto. We had a lady from Mombasa. So it was a school where there was
many communities sort of came to converge.
Yes.
And as these communities are coming to converge, nawe bado lazima urudi Githunguri. What impressions did you leave on you? Because now this is like those days. Because I've never said this, but I've always fancied the old age Africa. To me, it was very fascinating. Whenever I relive those ages, I'm like, why was I never born in this age?
Wow.
Yeah. So when I look at the social mannerisms that Africans had then, and I compare with the social mannerisms that we have right now, I'm like, hata ningesizi kuishi in the 1990s because there is this feeling that I look at sort of the I would use the word gallivanting that existed then, yes, there was this oppression of the white man and all of that, but still there was this authenticity in the African heritage, which no longer exists right now. So now you know the heritage from the central region, but now here comes people from Nyanza, that is Kisii, people who come from the coast, they're talking to you about a big mass of water that you don't know that you will ever see. What things are now going through your mind and sort of shaping your perspectives about Kenya as a country and your entire bay?
At that point, when you say you come from Mombasa, then you tell us about Mombasa.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody, we used to, like, I'm telling you a story about my place.
Yeah.
Then there's like a video running in your mind, looking forward to
being in that particular
being
place.
to that place.
Yeah.
So there's this Nyanza, there's Kericho, Majani,
Yeah.
where the tea leaves. Githunguri there's tea leaves,
Yeah.
but
Sio ya Kericho.
si ya Kericho. Kuna Kisumu City.
The samaki, Kisumu pacho.
So there's omena. There's by then growing up in that point.
Yeah.
Githunguri kuna maziwa, kuna ng'ombe, kuna so we'll tell each other story about where I come from. And by knowing where you come from, you feel like I want to work so hard to be able to afford to go to those places.
To those places, yeah.
Because you'd feel like Kisumu, it's at tunaenda overnight. In our small mind, we used to be like, overnight. Unajua
overnight unaenda wapi?
Mimi najua Githunguri, Kiambu, Nairobi was farthest.
Na bado within 1 hour utakuwa hapo.
Kutoka Githunguri to Kiambu, it was, I think, 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
How I remember, because my mom, she comes from Kiserian.
Yeah.
Kwenda Kiserian kulikuwa na basi, I think 3. Basi ya I think inatoka 3:30, 5:00.
Yeah.
Alafu kuna basi ilikuwa inatoka jioni. I think they used to have 2 buses.
Yeah.
So I knew Kiserian was very far. So ukiniambia Kisumu,
hata huko nataka kwenda hiyo safari.
Kiserian tulikuwa tunaambiwa kesho tutaenda Kiserian.
Yeah.
So we would like unaoga, unajiprepare
anticipating
kabisa.
Yeah.
So there's a place where you go overnight. Alan, uko ni wapi?
Na bado ni Kenya.
Na bado ni Kenya.
Yeah.
So you'd work hard in school to go to be able to when you grow up that you want to go to that place.
Yeah.
Then we created a group, like, if we ever not able to afford to come to that place, can we kindly tujue tu hata kama tutatafutia mtu mmoja akuje huko akufarm ndio tujue kulikuwa kunafanana ni ukweli. So we were working towards in school watindi tusome kabisa ndio at least hata tukienda campus colleges we are able to kukai achieve hiyo. Sasa you look forward to work with the government, ndio serikali peke yake ndio ingekupeleka huko. So you see
so yes, you all did not want to work for government, but either way the perks that came with working in the government, they were nice
because my mom would go to Mombasa for GTIs. By then the government history trainings, so I knew if to go to Nyeri she would go with those. I could see my dad working with regional the Nyanza region. He would go there. My uncle was Eldoret because of working with the government. So where else would you want to work?
The government.
Yes.
Because they could afford it for you.
They could afford it for me. So I think up to date, I believe that was one dream. Going back to school, one thing I would want to relive in school is the friendship.
Yeah.
Apart from kuchapwa nini.
That was necessary.
The friendship.
Yeah.
Because like now, I don't think I see my daughter, I see my son.
Yeah.
I ask them, who are your friends? Like I still have my primary friends.
Primary?
Yes.
You should let go of some of them.
You know why I shouldn't let them?
Why?
Because Alan, they're in this business. You want to venture into that business.
Yeah.
You share ideas of, like, most of them, they are in real estate. Somebody is doing construction.
Yeah.
The other person is, we have doctors. So we interconnect. You call me, you tell me, Alan, I need somebody in Aga Khan. I'll tell you, let me talk to Anne. I know she's in Aga Khan. I know somebody who works in the passport department. So
so basically what you're confirming to me right now and the viewers that you are a cartel in your own way.
We are, yes. You that is how cartel started. I think the interconnection.
I love it.
Cartel.
I love it how you're confirming it and you are even giving us an example. Continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I believe, you know, cartel in a positive way.
Yeah, not from a carteling sort of how they are branded.
At least I'm able, like Alan, I know somebody in the media. When I say my daughter is doing her music, I have somebody I can call and ask them, whatever, what is this? They'll tell me it is a new thing in the market.
Yeah.
People are doing this thing.
Yeah, but it's something that is good.
Yes. So at the end of the day, you understand. So that life, that cartel, at least now I'm able to bring those people on board. You tell me I need somebody. One thing the African, what you said made me remember. I used to remember there's a time when the phones are not there. So our dating life. Who would you date? You don't have anybody on your phone to see as hey, Alan. You knew that primary guy when alienda shule Kerugoya and you've never met, you're back in the village. It was 1 year span before you went to campus. Who do you relate with? Nobody. It is either you relate with those people you went to high school. So that is how, and you have found in the village we still have those people. We went to university, we went to primary school together, but we don't relate again. We went to high school, we related for some time. For some time. We went to campus, we stopped relating with anybody, stopped at high school. Because after campus, you looked for a job. I have a job. I can call you. You can ask me. Then for the technology, now we have a WhatsApp group that we can relate. High school, the same. But that life was good. I still believe. I think that is the best life I ever lived. Because Ala now, we meet. Again, tuko na simu, tuna WhatsApp.
Everybody is on their phone. There is not that real meaningful connections that you're creating with people.
So every time, me and my friends, we meet. Like on Monday, after work, we said we are going to have coffee. We went to Java Garden City. We did dawa, but it took us 5 hours.
I think Java were like, could you tell those people to leave? Tunataka
space. But you know what? Because we have something to share. You remember, I'm in the US. I'm planning to go to the US. No, now I'm an evangelist. No, I'm doing this. I'm pursuing this. My children are doing this. This is how we should go about it. We are enlightening each other on how to move on
with this thing called life. And I think that is one of the greatest lessons that you're going to teach our viewers today, on how do you create networks that last that long. Because hands down, I'll be honest, I don't remember anybody from my primary school.
Seriously?
Absolutely. I don't remember anybody from my primary school. I think I only remember a handful of people from my high school. And not that I'm bragging, but from my high school, I might be one of the few who might be doing something in their life. So you would not really want to associate with guys who haven't sort of took steps in their lives. So you'll be like, you're going to pull me back. In my college or in my university days, let me call it college, I still only remember a handful. Some of them tunaonaga kwa mtandao and all of that, but you are not in contact. I don't know if these days we are not able to create relationships that last longer. I don't know if it's a me thing. Probably somebody else who is watching they might have a different perspective. What have you observed?
I've observed my sisters. Because I have sisters who, like, my generation, which
ya kitambo, tuseme ya kitambo, generation ya kitambo.
Why we had connection is one. I remember I told you, like when we went to high school, coming back to the village, wale watu mumeenda high school, si tuko form 1, tunataka kuongelelea how is your school. So we keep getting in touch each other. Every time we are looking forward to come for holidays, we want to share what happened in the school. So after school, we could tell this person, tunaambiana, ulipata marks gapi. Alafu by then we used to share, nilianguka physics. What happened? Alafu by then, what we earlier said is, even the parent, they had a wisdom. So my parent would tell me, enda mkakana, msome, ndio muweze akuonyesha in the areas where and that is when you remember, children used to be a community thing. The moment children stop being a community thing, this is where Alan ulienda shule. You went for a boarding school at primary. So most of the time, it is your parent who you knew. Coming back to, like now, I was telling somebody, we were arguing, like at my age, why would I take my son to a local school? Because I know what it means when you go back home. You don't have anybody to say hi to. And it feels like my sisters are like, well, mimi usinibebe because tukianza
utasalimiwa na kila mtu.
And every time I get home, the first thing naambianga mother, wacha niende kwa shopping center because nisalimie nani, because there's that attachment. What improvement would you people do? Kuna hii ka statement, okay, inaniboingi ati, okay, kanapenda kusema na generation, lakini sometimes ati kila mtu
ajitegemee.
Alan,
there is a statement, may her soul rest in eternal peace. My aunt, sister to my mom, used to use the statement, kila mbuzi kwa mkondo wake. Yani we kama ni mbuzi, we katu hapo mali unafaa kuwa, wacha kurandaranda kwa nini za wengine.
But okay, probably she had her own reason.
Your reservations, yes.
But me, Alan, I believe if I didn't meet you, if I didn't, how we met, if I didn't meet you, we wouldn't have this
conversation that we're having right now.
True? So there's a connection. There's where people connect. And now, why we are able to keep those relationships, as much as irritate, because we are from different, we have our own brains, so we have our own reservation. But there's something we drop to be able to fit into your shoes. Nyinyi ile generation iko haitaki ku drop. I don't want to sitaki ku
castigate
something. I don't want to use that word because sitaki kuonekana ni kama nina
unawafinya au unafinyo na wao.
But what I believe, Alan, sometimes I work. Sindio? I have my side houses, I do some businesses, but I'll meet that guy who used to be my deskmate who shall go primary. He's not doing anything. In fact, my deskmate, he drinks in Ushago, but he knows.
So unafurahia ile kazi deputy president anafanya?
Yes. By the way, for me, that's a story for I think we'll have it. You go to my Facebook page when I started it. I had this page. I started it, Saving the Boy Child, and it was I remember I opened that Facebook account, I think 2008. For Saving the Boy Child. Then somebody told me there's no issue with the boy child. Now we have an issue. It's a story for another day. So why I remember him, that guy, every time I go home, we talk. We talk and we share a lot. Unajua nyinyi mulisoma, unajua sisi tulisoma, but everybody, we had 24 hours. How you did with your 24 hours matters a lot. And it is not too late. You can still change. Ninamwambia, most of the time we discuss like, kwa nini usifanye? Unajua huko hakunanga kazi, nikamuza, kwani kazi ni nini? What are you looking for? Because when people say hakuna kazi, every time I ask myself, ni kazi gani, Alan, are we talking about? Because to me, I believe kuna kazi mingi. It's only what you are looking for. If you want to be on TV, hakuna hizo kazi za TV, si ndio?
Kwanza huko nini, where's your brown, where's your Vivi?
Hauna sauti mzuri kama Alan. Hauwezi make it.
Mimi hata ina sauti yangu bado sina kazi kwa TV.
Si ndio hiyo? Sasa kuna ati kama you are not working for the government, you feel like hauna, kama uko established hauna. But watu kuna tu idea wanakupatianga huko. Wanakuanga na tu idea, actualizing them. Unajua siku hizi mnazita ni idea za jaba. Imagine these stories za jaba. You listen to them. You pick
they
one.
Make a lot of sense.
They make a lot of sense. I remember the time, okay, I don't, it's not like I advocate for the government, but one thing I know, every strategy the government start to pull together, it works for good. You remember Moi Kibaki, God rest his soul in peace, when he said turudi mashambani. Everybody thought, unataka sasa watu
waende walime.
Alan, up to date, we won't lie. If we don't have food security in the country,
we're done.
And tutapigia serikali mahindi na hatuwezi import mahindi kutoka hapa Tanzania sure. Ni kama hala nikuje ni ati nichukue mahindi kwako na hata mimi niko na space ya kupanda kwangu. Just because we want to be more of westernized, that is. So me, I believe every project the government says it is working for the good. Because kama hiyo ya rudi mashambani, when Kibaki said to rudi mashambani tukalime, most of us tulienda tukakomboa mashamba Kitale. I will tell you, I used to kulima Kitale na ninge uko Mount Narok and I would get 20,000. 208.
20,000, that was still some amount of money.
Was good amount of money. Ebu niambie, umeuza carrot, umepata 20,000. Umeuza maharagwe, umepata another 20,000. At 2010 umeanza kujenga kwako. Watu wanaanza kusema wachana huyu hawa wanakuanga wezi sijui unaibanga nini? Tunaibianga serikali nini? You see, those are the opportunity. Alan, if I meet you today, kama sisemi na nasema okay, juzi nilisema sitakuwa na apologize your statement. If you are not adding value to my life, if I drop you, no, it's because hatuko tunaongea kitu tunasaidia.
You're not in the same WhatsApp group basically.
Even ndio mnasema
hiyo ndio ngombo yetu ya siku hizi.
But I believe that is the whole concept.
I will say this not because I am putting out my dirty linen into the public, but there is something that I will resonate with that you've said about how communities are these days. I remember my mom used to beat me up for bringing guests at home because we lived in this gated community. So when now I think about it, I'm like, why don't I have so many friends, and why do I have this sort of, because I have this sort of notion that I'm supposed to be exclusive. You might find like it's only a handful of people. Okay, nyumba is sacred, but it's only a handful of people that I invite at mine. When I look in hindsight, these are things that I observed because of where I grew up from. I like what you've said that kitambo wazazi walikuwa naambia endo usome na nini. Mimi nilikuwa naambia weka hapo kwa sitting room ufanye homework yako. So these days we are not creating that communal sort of setting. Ya watu mtu akiandika notes zake kwanza hata kulikuwa na hii connotation. If you share your kitabu ya na mtu mwingine ataiba akili yako. You get. So when you look at all of these things and I'm like, now people are complaining that we are not able to socialize, but there are these small things that we've been doing over time that have removed that socialization from us. But now we have the audacity to blame the likes of TikTok. I know they have exacerbated the whole thing, but we put the blame on social media without looking in hindsight from our local perspectives. What did we do to remove that socialization amongst our communities? Interesting. We have gone for 20 minutes or so. Hata tujui tunaongea na nani. Hii story imebamba hiyo design.
Oh my goodness. By the way, tunaongeanga story mingi sana off air. So no wonder to. My name is Veronica Kariuki. And I'm a mother. And a wife. And by a name which my friends give me. Naitangwa Kanaga Kenny. Kanaga Kenny. Yes, you go to most of my social media. A happy child. Because my friend would say, rarely would you see Nduta kwa amekasirika. Rarely would you see Nduta analia. Rarely would you. So they used to call me Kanaga Kenny. So I grew up with. So most of my social media Kanaga Kenny. But I love the Lord because this far it has been very good for my life. I live along Thika Road, K Road. It's a place where I've seen it grow.
Ninyi ndio my investor wa kwanza huko.
Tulienda kuishi kwa hyenas where hyenas. Squidless kama akiongea hyenas, we don't talk about them. In fact, we had a friendly hyena mpaka juzi.
A friendly hyena?
Yes, we know. Ati hiyo inapitanga hapo saa fulani. Me going to that place at sikujua ikikula mtu, so it was a friendly hyena. So even the local used to call it there. I work for the government. I don't want to say so much about the government, but because every time I say I would comment something about the government, people say, "Ndio anafanya kazi na serikali." But me, I believe when Kibaki started the Vision 2030, tulisikia Vision 2030 kwa far away.
Say we are only 6 years away from it.
Yes.
And we are not even on track of achieving it.
Not even. Not even. if only we would take things so serious, like tufanye Vision 2030, let's the government, as much as juzi my mom was telling me something, and I sat back and told myself, Vero, I will never complain about anything. She told me when Kibaki took government, it was hectic. Without Ruto's government, amekuja ameimpose vitu. 202. My mom told me unga ya ugali ilitoka, I think sijui how much, to 45 bob. It was, I think, 18 bob ama 20 bob to 45 shillings. Do you think that money was there?
It wasn't.
It wasn't there. It was, wakaanza kulipishwa gari ati kutoka home, Kiambu, sisi tuko outskirt. Although sahi ukienda utajua ni outskirt ya Kiambu.
Nyinyi mko na barabara hadi kwa mlango.
Sasa, kutoka hapo kwetu, my mom used to kulipa 5 bob mpaka tao.
5 bob?
5 bob mpaka tao. Kibaki venye aliingia mafuta ilipanda. So wakaanza kulipa 20 bob. The same salary. Unafikiria utafurahia hiyo wakati wa Kibaki?
Hiyo 20 bob ilikuwa do
mingi. Hiyo 15 bob ujue ndio ulikuwa ununue skari, ununue sijui nayo.
No, so ulipia mtoto pia ka school fees mahali.
Thank you. So akaniambia hii generation, so ananitanga hii generation. Hii generation mko na shida. Everything the government is trying to do. Munaileta kwanza, sasa mko na social media, so mnapiga kelele. Mpaka the government, since ni watu, unajua serikali si ati,
it's not a separate entity.
It is not a separate, ni watu. Utapiga huyo mtu, hata mimi nichoke nijiambie after all tutasafa sisi wote. Na since mimi niko na kidogo, let's suffer. Wacha tuone, si umepigia kelele, tutapigia serikali kelele up to what point. So me, I believe there are so many things sometimes, hata kwako, hata wewe growing up, Alan, as much as mama yako alikutenganisha na watu because she was seeing something. In fact, I was sharing with another friend today. Kuna kitu wazazi waku, now I can be able to tell my daughter why I'm saying this is because of this and this. My mom would tell me, I don't want to see you fulani. Mtoto wa fulani.
They would not give you a reason.
They will never give you a reason. So you always had something you wanted to keep touch na huyu ndio ujue ni nini inaendeleanga. But eventually, because ya kukomeshwa sana, mnaachana yeye. In growing up, this a later generation after us, that is you now, wazazi watu walianza kukua wabaya. Alan, they would not trust, because me growing up with my brothers, I have a brother who from the other mother. Mimi brother yangu aliniambianga siku moja, alikujanga, now he's in the US. Kuna siku alikujanga akaniambia mimi sitalala kwako kwa kiti na uko na kitanda. Because Alan, we grew up sleeping with our brothers and nothing would happen. I slept with my cousins as in the same bed. Because ni mkisema slept mnakuanga
slept ni kitu kingine. Hata saa hiyo utasikia buzzwords hapa.
Imagine we would share the bed together.
Hata kitambo brothers and sisters used to sleep in the same bed,
in the same room. Kwetu kwanza juu tulikuwa wengi, sijui kwa nini, but ukiacha kukojoa unahamishwa kwa kitanda ya wale watu wakojoi.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, umenirudisha mbali sana. So there is this crazy time. I think hiyo ndio ilikuwa time ya double deckers. So you have a double decker, 3 wings, chini, katikati. So you get to sleep juu ama katikata machini depending on how you behave. So ukifanya kitu mzuri, mamaka na kuhamisha, unaweka juu. When you're executive director. So there is this sister we had. She used to wet the bed. So she knew she will lose the privileges of kuishi wapi? Uko juu. But she was dumb to some extent because akitaka kukojoa, I don't know why she never took the time to go to the washroom.
Okay, Alan, hiyo generation systems zetu hazikuwa, software yetu ilikuwa tu bado, ilikuwa tunatumia.
But wacha nimalize hii story. So she would come from her bed, go into the other bed, wet that bed, and then go back to her bed. So you wake up in the morning, the bed is wet, you are not wet yourself.
Your irony.
The irony. Alafu mtu sasa mwenye amelala juu, the bed is quick clean. But herself she's wet. Then you are asking, aje. So interesting times.
But I love those times. I would, given a chance, I would live that life again. No phones, no TV, nothing. like we can sit, pick a story with my brother up to 2 a.m. My sisters story, mother alitufanyia at one point kuchapwa, you would share that. Now I find like juzi I was telling my kids, nyinyi kazi yenu TV hata itaharibika juu. Okay, I'm not good in TV. I'm good in radio. So I love radio. So
it is understandable. It is understandable.
So I think venye umesema wazazi watu walianza kukua baya and now there was a way to protect my children. Alafu this other thing, like I don't want to raise my kids the way I was raised. Okay, there's a day I was telling my sister, there's nothing my parents did which they were not supposed to do. They did what they were capable to do.
And what they knew was right.
Because there's no man's, the manual. So you raise your kids depending with the wisdom. That is how our parents would think, like, and then mukasombe na Alan, he's good in mathematics, Flani ni good in music, just go and tap kidogo, and that is how we were able. You remember we never used to have like 100 people who have grade A's and so many with E's, but we were everybody was an average student because we would share our knowledge together. Now you find like I would give my children like get an extra tuition, there's a tutor in the home, there's that girl from Gadosweni's in the same school.
Why do you always go back to Gadosweni as an example? But continue.
Because I've been to Turkana, but I think the son in Gadosweni was my first encounter because we went to Kwakina, the girls I'm telling you, we went to Kwakina Miriam, Kwakina Nancy Mumbinzi, and the son was from Gedongori, alafu wende mali kuna jua, so by after high school, so Gadosweni has been, farthest was Meru, Kadozweni was very hot, Mombasa was very beautiful. Kisumu tulikula tusamaki tukona. So that's another story. So what was I saying? I was this story. So
you're talking about how you're reinforcing you raising your children.
Yes. So I don't say actually my parents never gave me good education. They gave me what was good by then. Whatever was good then they gave me because that is every parent's dream to give their children the best. So kama mzazi alikupeleka class 8 akakwambia twende tukafanye biashara, most of those people wako kwa biashara. No wonder there is this saying that you'll get grade A's being employed by the E's because the D's there's that statement. I cannot phrase it well.
And but probably sasa wewe ni mtu wa B because you always end up to work for the government.
Serikali msinifute but you feel alafu government kuna kitu moja Alan, okay, if we ever get the chance, unajua sisi tuko nobody too, si ndio? But if we ever get to talk to those people who policies makers, KCSE should not determine your life. Alan, tulifukuzwa shule.
Kwa nini?
Kwa sababu ya school fees. Alan, umefukuzwa whole term. Na unakuja unashika hata B. Na uligejwa na mtu alliance, mtu ulisoma huko, tuseme ulisoma na huko. You see KCSE labda uligonjeka. So should KCSE determine your life? Unajua gava kama saa hii I cannot move my job groups just because my KCSE was not
that good.
There's a point you can't move. There's a point in private sector, and I think most of people who divert from to private sectors and how private sectors keep growing because they look at you, they see your potential, they are able to tap your potential and drive you to that direction. So most of the time if there's something needed to be established with you, if it is the awareness, if it is the sensitization, they'll make sure they push you to
and
that.
Capacity building as well.
So government is capacity building, but who do they do to?
They do it probably to top management.
Thank you. Aulizi wewe ni mtu mgani? Nani wewe anaongea huko? Ni Vero hakuna.
Huyu KCSE. Si mliona ile nini alipata pale KCSE.
Alafu every time there's an opening, KCSE I'm still in the government. I know I've worked in this office for the last 10 years. I know how it goes about. So, but that's aside for the government. That is for the government. But life is good. Alan.
We have, I think we will do a 3-part series to your story, because you are a wealth of experiences and knowledge and stories. But where I want us to end this conversation is 2 things that I picked interest in. But we're going to start with the university. Now you are done with your high school. How do you make the decision now? I am going to university, and finally heading to the pressure from dad to become an accountant.
By then, there was this college called Graphics College. Westlands.
I think it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. Graphics College, I think it's still there. Somewhere in Westlands. I think I've come across it. Yeah.
Upper Kempiski iko
exactly.
So there's this college. So tumeingia. So my dad wanted me to pursue accounts. Accounts yangu seem okay. The combination, there was a way the schools by then would do combination. So my combination wasn't so good for me to get a direct campus. But I went to graphics.
Yeah.
So when I'm there, I want to pursue my accounts because this is what my dad wants. Then I decided, why don't I do sales and marketing? Because I feel like I want to talk. I don't want to be confined in the... Alafu nilikuwa nachukia hesabu. So I don't want it. Nilikuwa nataka to get out of hesabu. So I wanted to do sales and marketing. So I did sales and marketing by then.
So the dad paid for accounts, ukaenda ukafanya sales and marketing?
Na sasa hapo hakujua. Hata hiyo kitu hatajua nilibadilisha wapi. In fact, my dad would wonder, ulifanya nini? Tunafanya tu. Uniletea hizo mtihani, then I can say what you're exactly doing. Hizo vitu change.
I'm interested in knowing, how do you convince him to pay for school fees for all that time na jaona results slip? You know me?
Hata tukikuwa high school, si results zinaletewa wazazi wakikuja parents meeting. Alafu dads by then they were very busy people, so rarely would they come to school. Then my dad used to work in Eldoret, Kitale, Bungoma. So he's here for a month. Akianza hiyo story, mtihani ijatoka, sijui transcript yangu iko, nitakutafutia. I have a way of...
So basically you had a way to escape.
Kuna kaujanja tu nilikuwa tunako.
Ulianza kitambo.
Hata sasa by the hiyo ujanja, hata sigombanishangi watoto, nikisikia mtoto anataka kunipanga.
Unangoja tu unapangwa.
Napangwa alafu naambia mtu, nawaambianga I've been there. I know.
Exactly. My mom used to tell me, she sits down and she looks at you, you wondering, why is this woman smiling? You do whatever you're doing, and she's like, Alan. I thought these things changed. Because it's your generation, you're supposed to come up with new ways of doing things.
Yes.
But sasa mnafanya bado vitu tulikuwa tunafanya kitambo. There is nothing new you're doing here.
Juzi, I want to, that one statement ya madhe. My data amekuja juzi, wamemaliza semester, last semester. Nikamuza, they are almost finishing a second semester. So nikamuza, kwani siku hizi bado transcript ziko na shida? I don't want to give her a chance to lie to me, but hata sasa
zinakuanga na shida.
She laughed and left. Aliniambia, mom,
wacha ni come back round too.
Hiyo umenipata.
Because she was ready to lie to you.
Yes, she had a story. Nilimuuliza, so venye alikuja, she was prepared to, so venye hata haku
continue.
Nilikuwa nimekaa, so she was still standing, akitaka, so babake amekaa hapo anagojea ka story. So mimi nikashika tu kiti nikamwambia, hata sasa transcripts ziko na shida. Hata our times zilikuwa tuna shida. I think things have not changed.
This country has failed to develop. So unadanganya mzazi haupeleki transcripts, but then you change. Instead of accounts, you do marketing, sales and marketing.
I do sales and marketing. Now unafaa kwenda attachment. What happens? Lazima uhusishe mzazi. So by then,
that's when the final con happens.
Kaujanja yako kwa mzazi kanafikanga tu mahali tu. So my dad now learns, I never did accounts, I did sales and marketing. So here I am. I need kuenda kazi, kutafuta attachment. Enda ulete karatasi. So my dad is reading.
anangoja kuona Excel alipata hii kiasi sijui nini,
and then by then ndio sasa yeye hata ametoka accounts ameanza kufanya computer, so kuna MS DOS sasa anataka kujua the new concept ya accounts with the computers.
Kumbe mtu wako pale kwa market segmenting.
Kidogo akaniambia sawa, because he would call me mami. Mami, since you decide na hii sijui decision uli make lini 2 years ago, we've been doing sales and marketing. Okay,
aliona hapa nimechezwa.
Sawa, so how do we go about it? That is the point. He was working with the AA Kenya by then. He was the computer engineer by then. So he had his connection. He got me a job an internship at Kenokobil. It was by then it was owned by Biwot. So I got a job there. I got an internship. Later I got a job there. Then I became the face of Kenokobil.
Wewe ulikuwa kwa billboard?
Kale kasichana kalikuwa kanaekangwa pale chini. Unakakumbuka? I think nobody met that cafe.
Take a sip. Sasa hiyo kila mtu mwenye akona gari anakuona pale.
Then I was given, then nikapelekwa Kobil ya Gikomba. By then niliekwa Keno, ilikuwa Kiambu for my internship. Then later that is when I did sales. Wakaniambia umefanya kazi mzuri as an intern, then let's hire you. Ana nilianza na mshahara ya 20,000.
Mwaka gani huu?
Si kitambo sana. 2002.
20,000 wewe.
Imagine. Na unasikia nilikuwa nimemake 10,000 2010. 2001. Hiyo ya kuosha.
Ya kuosha manyumba.
Sasa mimi ndio huyu niko na 20,000.
Wanaume walikuwa nakukatia kweli na tayari
wako. By the way, hata naulizanga my husband, how did you even convince me? Because I'm still stuck. Why am I stuck with you for a very long time? And I love you, it's my friend. So wezi katua na mtu wa ushago. I'm still living with my mom. So nimepata a job Kenokobil after school. Now sasa hata sijui kama naendanga shule ama naendanga job. So but eventually I cleared school. Now I'm working with the Kenokobil. Ninajua kuendesha gari. Kwetu kulikuwa na kagari kale kalikuwa na half gear hapa. So I'm given a Toyota 1200 kale kalikuwa
2002.
Now uko na kagari ya kampuni.
Wewe uko na shikika.
Utakatwa na nani? I didn't get a boyfriend from my village. Utakatwa na nani, Alan? At 2002, 2003 I'm driving. And it's a company's car. But then I had a cousin who was working with Coca-Cola. She was also driving a pickup from Coca-Cola. So tulikuwa hiyo familia. Wale watu walikuwa sosi ushago ndio walikuwa na guts ya kutukatia. Eventually 2004 nikaanza kukua sasa. Nikamba sasa mapenzi imeanza kunikanganya kidogo. So I got into a relationship. I was in a relationship, but it became serious. So I got into a relationship. So 2005, I got my baby. I dropped from... Sasa nikataka...
Sasa ukaacha kuwa sura ya kampuni.
Nikataka kukua bibi na mama. But which was a good thing.
That is a very long story that I would want us to cover in another sitting. But one last question that I would like us to tackle in this particular conversation. You said that eventually you are able to go to Kisumu, you are able to go to Kazondweni to meet or visit the places that your friends used to tell you about. Tell us, why were you and your girl so convicted to making this a reality, and what kind of impression did it have on you, on all of you, to even keep the team together when finally you went to Mombasa and remembered that first visual representation that you had in your mind about Mombasa?
Why we wanted to relive our dreams to going to Mombasa, Kisumu, Kazondweni, it's because there was the attachment of knowing Kenya. Because without kuna mtu, like my mom would say, ati if it's not for the government, singekuwa najua those places. So as girls, we told ourselves we want to go kutembea kwa kina. Si nimekwambia by then wazazi they were not like don't interact with your friends so much. So would say kina Ruth Ngomoli kwa shoshiana kwanga huko Ukambani. We want to go and see her. So wazazi wange endeni. And now we could go there and see like aya kuna place inakaa hivi. Then you are able to appreciate where you come from. You go to Kisumu, this is their lifestyle. Okay, kwa hivyo si ati nikupenda anapenda samaki. This is what ni hiyo iko hakuna kitu kingine.
Hata nyinyi sio ati mnapenda dhufu. Ni hiyo tu iko.
Ni ile kitu it was offered to us. So watu wa Mombasa, because there was this girl called, there was Phyllis, there was Joanne, they would come with tumahamri. It is their way of living. So tusicomplain sana ati sisi hatukuwa tunaweza ati mama yetu angetupikia madadhi. We thought is madadhi. Mandazi is not mahamri. We have mandazis, we have mahamri. So you go to Mombasa, you appreciate that place.
Alafu pia kuna andazi.
So when you are able to interact with those people, you appreciate diversity of people, and I appreciate you as a person. And that is why we are able to still be together, because there are some things I drop for this friend, because the way they have been brought up is not the same way we've been brought up. Why the social media generation is not able to appreciate each other, because they wonder, why don't you have? Like, kwa nini kwenyu hakukua nayo?
You even compare, mbona huyu, we actually, the aspect of content creation, and this is the last point I'm making, is very interesting. You find people even confining themselves to the most beautiful looking corner in their house.
Thank you. And the best dress you want to be in.
Wow. Let's put a pin into that conversation and we'll come back for a second round. Umeanza kwenda Uganda, umeanza kwenda sijui Tanzania, sijui government nini. That should be in the second round of this conversation. Thank you very much for making time. And commit kwanza, say it here so that our viewers will hold you accountable that you're going to come back for a second round.
Yes, I'm coming back. Nimeambiwa ni commit. But I love it. It's not like I'm on gunpoint. I love it.
So thank you guys for watching. Continue doing what you have to do. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Till next time.